It is Tuesday, February 19th, 2013, and today's random screenshot comes from an anonymous donator. Ooh, watch out, it's a bomb! Well, good morning, Eorzea. Nell Celestine here. Once again, there's not too much news out there, but we do have a little bit. The Haiku contest is actually finished, and the winners have been selected. If you like, I will throw a comment down here in the description. You can check it out for yourself. Some of them were pretty interesting, but I do have to say I enjoyed all of them. Once again, since we are on a news blackout, we don't really have too much going on yet. But keep your eyes peeled. Wednesday, I believe, the 21st. Oh, that's not Wednesday. Anyways, the 21st is when the news blackout will be lifted, and expect a lot of information coming out. Yoshida-san is currently in London right now, going over everything with the London crew, and they'll be sure to release some tidbits over there when the time comes. But let's move on. I've got two guests here today. I'd like to welcome this wonderful pair. They just recently planned to rejoin A Realm Reborn. Would you like to introduce yourselves?
I typically go by Garaf, and this is Cwara.
Oh, welcome to the show. How are you guys this morning?
Good.
Pretty good.
Wonderful. Now, this is the first time I've ever had duo guests on my show, and I understand that you both recently got married. Is that right?
Yep, just back in August.
Wonderful. So, what's it feel like to be not only just role players, but actually a married couple playing the game?
Well, it's pretty cool to actually be able to play in the same room now. Because we spent most of our time in a fairly long-distance relationship, and gaming was one of the only things that we could do together. Sort of, you know. So, it's kind of surreal now to actually play in the same, live together and play in the same room. Then I can lean over and be like, oh, what are you doing?
So you can keep your eyes on him, huh?
I don't really have to.
That's...
All those hot cat girls in Final Fantasy I have to watch, right?
Well, I guess it's, you definitely have a heat on for the cat girls somehow. All those Mithra and Makote, you better watch out.
Well, if you've got to stare at the backside of something for hours and hours and hours and hours, the backside of it, you've got to see the backside of a ball.
So, why don't you tell us a little bit about your expectations for 2.0, especially from the looks of a couple playing together?
Well, we were pretty, like many people, pretty disappointed with 1.0. It seemed like they just kind of skipped over a lot. But it looks like with 2.0, with ARR, they've managed to figure out at least some of the things that they probably should have implemented to begin with. Things like the vanity system and better markets and whatnot. And it's like they're finally bringing those out.
Chocobos!
Chocobos!
Yes, chocobos are awesome. I'm looking forward to the breeding myself. Is there anything in particular that's been sparking your interest lately with some of the news that we have been getting?
Oh, I like cosmetics options. I think I saw your podcast about that, about there being some cosmetic.
Well, that's the vanity system.
Which is always... I've got little girly bit of me that's all, oh, outfits, I don't have to be a Skittle, I can make outfits that match, and So there's...
Yeah, that definitely looks interesting too, and then the looks of the new hairstyles and stuff, it looks like they're moving some hairstyles around too, so that's going to give some more options, I think, as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
we're not going to be stuck with the same.
So.
More my thing, maybe.
So, what about your thoughts on some of the other aspects, like with Yoshida-san's big goals to push this more towards less hardcore and more casual friendly?
Kind of twofold. On the one hand, I've never focused too much about the end game. The end game's never been really a particularly big draw for me in MMOs, just personally. But on the other hand, I always appreciated the challenge and kind of no-nonsenseness of some of the earlier games like Final Fantasy XI. So, 2 frames of reference on that.
That's good, especially if you don't have a lot of time to sink into it. Especially, I work a lot, I want to come and actually get something accomplished in half an hour. Whereas we played a little 11 and...
well, you played a little 11.
You played a lot of 11, I played a little 11. But, it's a lot harder to feel like you've accomplished something when you don't have very much time.
Yeah, that's definitely true. And I do think that from the looks of it, the content is going to be much more friendly for a more casual experience. And while that is good, I'm hoping that he does include more challenging stuff that eventually will get brought down to the casuals as well. But I think we'll be getting some more information on that soon. What are your thoughts about, say, PvP? Would you use that to settle any marital disputes?
We did once.
We've started a few times.
That didn't turn out so well, though.
Oh, we're not big PvPers. We're usually more playing together than against each other, but sparring is kind of fun. Yeah.
When we're on the same level, anyway.
Why did I get the feeling that there's an interesting story behind that?
That's maybe not such an interesting story, but I had my particular, I think it was our Torah folk. My guy was like 20 or 40 levels above your guy, and it
didn't work out so
well, yeah.
Well, don't worry.
Follow characters that are the same level as you.
If it makes you feel any better, I'll give you a hand next time, so that way you can definitely give him some payback.
Well, we played WoW for a little time together, and I did kick his butt one time.
And then there was that one time on Mortal Kombat attack.
Yes, that was great. That was with an audience. So, so I think I've had enough feedback.
Alrighty then. Do you both have any final comments you'd like to make about the state of the game and how things are coming along, you think?
It'd be nice to see more lore, but I'm sure that's a frequent complaint.
That's true. I'm assuming we'll probably get a nice heaping chunk once the beta goes out. It just won't be able to be shared due to the NDA.
Yeah.
I'm just looking forward to eventually NDA being lifted and getting all the insider, what's it going to be like.
Alright, well, I'd like to thank you very much for joining us this morning.
Thanks for listening.
You're welcome. And that's all we have for today's show. As always, you can leave any positive or negative comments in the box below. You can follow me on Twitter at NellCelestine. Like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. And you can send any screenshots or over the private message on YouTube or through the Lodestone topic. This is Nell Celestine, bidding you adieu.